Hey, Sister Zia. I'm going to get started in just a sec. Just getting everything set up properly. Twitter seems to be a lot more active than any other platform for some reason. I'm going to wait until we get some more sisters in here. What's up? And then I'm going to go over, I probably should have put in the, oh, thank you. I should have put in the prompt something about Womantown and the previous, I guess, communes or communities that existed before. We can take notes from out of their playbook and implement them today. I think it'll be a lot more successful. Oh, we do. I don't know how that got in here. Hold on. There we go. Muted. Thank you. I'm waiting for my mods to get in here. I do want to gather up a bit more. I do want a couple more eyes in here before I get started. And then we can talk about Womantown. That's WOMNTOWN. I do want to play the documentary to a couple of people at some point. Hold on, let me see. Is it? Let's bring this a little over, a little bit closer. And that way, I know what the problem is. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to have to, hold on. Mute. And then run into here real quick. And then change this. I don't need to mute it right now. I just need to mute it once I do this. I'm extremely late also. Hold on. Hold on, y'all, just a second. I'm waiting on a couple other sisters to get here. I don't even know if she got that message yet, because it's not in my other account. Oh shit, it's not here either. I'm gonna keep scrolling up. Maybe, yeah. All right, there we go. Let me. Can I? Is it going to? Let's hope. Okay. Okay, good. Now it shifted me to the side, so I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I know. I'm late. I'm late, y'all. Like as hell. Late as hell. I'm trying to move this over. Hold on. I'm not, I guess, technologically advanced. It's just gonna have to be in the corner. I don't know. Anyway, I think that's it. Okay, that's the only thing. So for those of you who don't know, Project 2025 is basically a dystopian. Let me check on Twitter real quick. Project 2025 is basically a dystopian traditionalist initiative to implement institutions that will basically like traditional marriage and like largely removing women from the workforce, largely reducing social programs, increasing female reliance on the. I'm on. Oh my god! Did any of you in TikTok land hear anything I just said? I was on mute. Damn. Let me start over. All right, to everybody in Instagram land and TikTok land and Twitter land and whatever else, Twitch land, I'm gonna do this over. Basically, for those of you who don't know what Project 2025 is, it is essentially a dystopian right wing master plan to re-implement traditionalist values in society, and they're going to do this by largely reducing women's role in the public, our ability to participate economically in society, reinforcing female dependence on male people, um, and they call it like family values, or whatever. They disguise it as family values. Um, Reducing social programs, things that will make female people more dependent on male people. And what they're counting on is that we are desperate enough and needy enough to still, or male spirit enough to still need and want to deal with them or to participate in co-ed spaces. Um, but we have a playbook to go by where we can avoid that, and that is called Womantown. There's a history of female communes existing from the 70s, 80s, and 90s that were largely successful. Unfortunately, a lot of those ladies are aging out of those communities, and those of us who are looking for somewhere to go, we don't know about them, so we can't connect with them. But that ends today. I urge a lot of my lesbian sisters to subscribe to Lesbian Connection. Send them a donation if you can. Let's get into Womantown. So I want to play a couple notes here. Hold on. For those of you who don't know what Womantown is, it's basically a couple of blocks of a neighborhood. Why? Oh my God. Hey, let's get this out of here. Hi, sister. What's going on? Oh, okay. Any reason that you're interested in female separatism?
I'm interested in your board, and I'd like to talk to you about it.
Okay, about what?
Okay, so you have the 4B movement, and I'm just assuming that you are for it, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so you just said that you're a lesbian, correct? Did I hear that correctly?
Yes.
Okay, so when
because the legislation that's going to be implemented impacts all female people, and lesbian people or lesbian women specifically will still be subject to the same rules as straight women, bisexual women, and whatever else. What's up, Denny?
Can you elaborate as to why that's important to you?
Because this contributes to the degrading condition of female people around the world, the reduction of what little political representation we have, and the options we have to practice full autonomy, sovereignty, and separatism.
You do understand that in the rights movements that have happened over the last few years, they are about to enact within the next few years a civil service card for females, just like they do males, where it's a draft card.
I don't see how that's relevant.
You want equality, so that's what you got.
I don't particularly. No, that's inaccurate.
Years old, we have to get a card that has our draft number on it.
That's inaccurate. Hold on. Wait. So let's not do the steamrolling thing. This is not about the concept of equality or anything like that, because that contributes nothing to female liberation or sovereignty. That has. Hold on, because you're trying to steamroll. You're trying to steamroll, and I'm explaining to you this has nothing to do with that. Equality does nothing for female people. We still have hundreds of years of catching up to do as far as acquiring skills. We only own and control 30% of the world's wealth. We can't bargain for anything that way. Like, it doesn't work.
Do you understand that acquiring skills is something you do as a human being? That's something that you, after high school, you either go to a college or you go into a trade.
So why do you have a problem with that?
That's how men gain their skills and they go to work. So if you're going to sit here and tell me,
hold on, don't make assumptions about what I'm doing. That's disrespectful.
You're disrespectful. Fuck you.
Cry about it. Yeah, so that guy has no idea what he's talking about. I know about trade school. I've been to trade school. I'm a carpenter. But this is what they do. So they want to come in and disrupt our communities. They don't care about what's going on. He came in right away, firing shots, making assumptions about what we want, not even listening, trying to dominate the conversation. This is why we must practice separatism. We need to see, and look, now he's crying in the comments. So anyway, yeah, they control their emotions. All they have is anger and vitriol towards female people who want to practice separatism, and that's why we have the biggest issues that we're suffering with now. Because the entire purpose of this live, the guy doesn't even know that I run an employment network for women. He doesn't even know that I help women get apprenticeships. He doesn't even know that I'm in the trades. And so he comes in and he steamrolls the entire conversation. Well, look at what you got. Ha 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 ha. It's like that's incredibly childish. And these are the types of individuals that they don't want to see us have success, because they're like, oh, see, look, you got what you wanted, and then pretend like it's some big gotcha moment. Yes. But yeah, the whole purpose of this is to build networks for women, so that even if our roles are reduced in society, we still have the skills like homesteading, carpentry, welding, rod busting, all of these different things, so that we can sustain ourselves outside of modern society, so that we aren't subjected to things like needing their social programs or needing to participate in their systems and institutions, and in order to be able to access the things that they're offering us, because the things that they're offering us don't benefit us. That's why I'm telling women to become more and more transactional in the way that we think. If something doesn't benefit you, don't do it. And this is a primary example of why. You cannot increase your quality, you cannot improve your quality of life by living amongst people who don't see you as people deserving of autonomy and humanity. Okay, sister, what's going on?
Sister,
Okay, guess I'm getting a lot of guys today.
nothing much is going on. I'm just interested in this 4B movement thing.
So it's basically a survival tactic for women who don't want to participate in traditional systems and institutions. It's also an initiative for skill building and resource distribution amongst female people.
That is way different than I've heard it been described.
Well, unfortunately, there are a lot of bad faith actors, a lot of people who are disgruntled, who misrepresent 4B and what it's about. Also, a lot of people view separatism very positively, and so they think that we have no right to be able to do that. Rue, I know you're a sister.
So you don't. So from your perspective, the 4B movement is not about women pretty much withholding sex and marriage from men until men get their shit together.
No, yeah, it's
literally the way I've heard it been described in every single other 4B live I've listened to or been in.
so yeah, I think that what you've been hearing are probably either traditionalists or liberals who purposefully misrepresent our initiative. So it's not about withholding anything. Let me ask you something. If you were asked to invest in a company where you know you would receive like zero return on investment, would you still invest in that company?
No.
So this is basically what the 4B movement is. It's just a simple refusal to participate in systems and institutions that don't benefit women, like marriage and child rearing and dating and, casual sex. Like those are things that decrease our quality of life.
Well, a decrease in quality of life seems in this case pretty subjective. Because I don't know. I don't think any person can make a blanket statement. It's like, oh, you're having kids, your quality of life is going down.
That's not what I mean. I mean, like, the collective effect that it has is bad for us.
The collective effect of families having kids is bad for us.
We're not talking about families. We're talking about female people exclusively.
Well, yes, females are the only people who can.
No, but family indicates like some sort of structure with, other people involved. I'm talking about only female people. For instance, marriage takes an average of 7 years off of a woman's life in the US and Canada. That is, if you need the statistic, I can send it to you. Pregnancy is the most dangerous point of women's lives, where they have the highest chance of being unalived. or suffering intimate partner violence. Oh, healthcare surrounding female people is incredibly bad, even in the West. Um, Birth giving is done in the most unnatural way with medications that barely help with the pain and suffering of the mother. um, Dating is absolutely not it. As you know about the, well, I don't know if you do know, there is an ongoing femicide in the U.S. and Mexico. Um,
Femicide?
yes,
Can you explain that to me?
basically it is. Oh, go ahead, Liz.
So in the United States alone, there's 3 to 6 women who are unaliving every single day at the hands of a man. Most of them are black women.
Well, see, when you use the word side, like, you're inferring the G word, which I'm told I can't use on TikTok. G side is always done with intention. It's part of the definition. So when you use the word femicide or femicide or whatever you said, that necessarily implies that there's like an actual plot, and like not just that there are crazy people. Like there are.
Well, so here's the thing. So statistics reflect like social or cultural trends, and so even though there might not necessarily be a collective intent, it still affects women negatively. It still impacts women negatively. And so when we talk about femicide, it's the intention doesn't matter, it's the result, right? It's the impact that matters. And so, regardless of what a particular demographic might intend, the result is still large amounts of women losing their lives for each year unnecessarily.
It's like, even if I grant, which I don't doubt, that a lot of women are killed each year, why does it imply that women should not seek relationships with men, or that they shouldn't seek to have children with men?
Because most of those women are unaliving by their romantic partners.
Well, no, not just that. It's because,
most of the men killing them.
well, it's not just the unaliving. It's also the fact that, again, like you said, if you were told to invest in a company that you would see no return on investment, you wouldn't do it. So this is just us telling women to be like women who are fed up, to be more transactional in the decisions that they make, and instead to invest time and energy into building female specific infrastructure, learning critical skills like world building skills, um, entering trade, learning homesteading, things of that nature.
Well, I think women should do all those things. I think they're already allowed to do all those things. I think that's a good thing. But like, when you're saying that like women should be transactional, are you talking financially or are you talking holistically?
I'm talking about in every facet of life. So, like, thinking of things in terms of benefits. For instance, for me, I don't do things that I don't benefit from. So, if, for instance, if I was prepositioned with like, oh, come and live on this co-op with a bunch of anarchists of different, different walks of life or whatever, I would think of how I'm benefiting from that before I made that decision. And if the benefits don't, if the drawbacks outweigh the benefits, then I simply wouldn't do it. Like, is it a good cause? Absolutely. But how do I benefit from it? That's the most important thing to think about.
See, but I just still don't know what you mean by benefit. It seems like, so it's like you're saying that you would get nothing.
I'm not saying that I would get nothing, but I'm saying the benefits must outweigh the drawbacks in order for me to participate.
That's a completely subjective thing, right? You wouldn't, if another woman told you that, like, for her, the benefits of getting married and having children, the pros outweigh the cons, like, would you disagree?
Yes. She might personally want to have a family, but statistics say otherwise. Sister Angel, how are you doing? Sister Angel, can you hear
Can you
me?
hear me?
I can hear you.
Wait, is this working? Sorry, I don't use this too often.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah, sorry. This guy who called in, I'm sorry, but like, I appreciate the fact that some people are trying to educate themselves on some things. I will say I'm very indifferent about how I feel about separatism, like as a concept. Like I think it's a good concept. It's a choice that women can make, and I definitely see the benefits of it. And the 4B movement with um is it South Korea?
Yes, it did begin in South Korea.
Yeah. You know, women I have a new perspective on marriage, okay? And it seems to benefit men more than it does women, okay? Like they give away their last names, bear children, and like Sasha said, like, you know, they're gonna like get themselves in dangerous situations, like with giving birth. And I don't know, it's just maybe we should like this guy who called in, I don't know if he's still there, but
Yeah, he
um
is.
what about the other one who's like, oh yeah, fuck you? That's a prime example of why women feel the way they do.
Well, no, I removed him. He was like that was a different like he was.
That's why you don't think I've ever met like a woman.
Some things are more insufferable. Stopping you to separate from women. Speak to her again.
I'm saying that's an irrational response to that. And, a personal anecdote. It's not a reason to separate from an entire part of our species.
How you feel is not no. How you feel is not irrational. You can choose to be around and not be around whoever you want. And women are saying they need to separate.
I don't think so. Hold on, let's hold on. Okay, let's do Rue, Liz, and then I'll go, and then we'll continue.
With the 4B movement, especially in Korea, so what women are asking for, they're not asking to stay away from men and be separated from the rest of their lives. They're doing this until they're treated the same and getting the benefits of everything that a man gets. So for them in Korea especially, there's no benefit of being in a relationship with a man. There's no benefit of being children with a man. So they're not saying we're done with benefits together in the story, we're never associating. They're saying when we get what we want and we're benefiting from it, then we will interact with you.
So okay.
I need to interject because that's the exact version of the 4B movement.
Okay. Okay. So I want to interject. We have to move away from this equality narrative because it doesn't do anything to address liberation and it doesn't do anything to address autonomy. So I want us to try and move away from that equality element. Yes, equity and liberation are better. Okay, Liz, go ahead.
Anyway, yeah, I was just saying, if there is an entire group of women, a pretty sizable group of women who are all saying the same things, they are all choosing the bear, proverbially. Oh god, it's like, I don't know.
Proverbially.
Anyway, proverbially, choosing the bear. Like, how is this like, oh, so every one of these women is irrational? No. It's because men are dangerous to women in a way that women are not dangerous to men. And this is exactly why Sasha was saying this equality narrative is not helpful, because it turns into this narrative where it's like men want to say an equal and opposite thing for everything women have to say, and it doesn't go both ways because we don't live in a matriarchy, we live in a patriarchy.
So, and I want to, yes, men in general do pose a threat, but we also have to acknowledge the systems and institutions that empower violent behavior, that empower female subjugation. And also, we cannot achieve significant political representation if we are participating in these institutions. And that's why we're saying no to them. You can go ahead. IDA. I think that's in D. Oh yeah, so it's a D. Okay, yeah, IDA.
Well, I disagreed with nearly everything that was said. This push towards like anti-equality and pro-equity. I think equity is pretty much an abomination. That it is not a state's job to make sure that everyone is starting off at the exact same place.
No,
The
okay.
government's job is to only make sure that every individual has the exact same opportunities.
No. So we're not talking about the government. We're talking about social and cultural trends, ability to participate academically, and liberation for ourselves from systems that.
All of that, no.
What?
Women have all of those things, no? Or am I mistaken?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
So the reason for separatism is because we don't know what female evolution looks like without male intervention. We have not been allowed to participate in society and fully participate in society until about 60 years ago. That's
I agree.
And that is why we only own and control 30% of the world's wealth. That's why we have situations like bride kidnappings and ghost weddings, JK culture, brothel villages, all of these other issues, like the trafficking crisis at the border. I'm not sure where you live, but there are too many issues that are going unaddressed that we can't address until we control a significant portion of the world's wealth and contribute to a significant portion of building the world's infrastructure. Like this affects everything. It affects medicine. It affects technology. It affects like literally all facets of life are affected by this.
Okay, well, I think there are probably logical reasons why women would possibly have less wealth, and it's because they choose to go into fields that acquire less wealth over their lifetimes.
Absolutely not.
I will say that when women stay, like, to give any credit to your position, women who stay single actually out earn men. Like, career women actually do out earn career men. Like, women with no other distractions, like at the same point in their career, on the same thing for the equal amount of years, women make more money. Single black women actually make more in their like mid 30s to 40s, make more than white women. Single white women in their 30s to 40s. So I will give credit to your position just by saying that. But I do think there are logical reasons to say why women in total will make slightly less money over a lifetime, or just in total.
So I want to clarify.
Look at the top businessmen in the world. Like,
Hold on. I think you're thinking of, when I say wealth, I think you're thinking of money specifically. I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about land. I'm talking about cultural influence and political representation. So all of those things, when I say wealth, I mean all of those things.
So is your position that women have less opportunity?
I'm saying that we're playing catch up from centuries of not being allowed to fully participate in society.
See, but no, you're being like, I'm guessing you were born in like the 90s, or somewhere around then. You were not born in 1910. You are not inheriting that. You were born in the time in America when there was, by law, nothing that a woman couldn't do that a man could do. And if the woman is denied that, she can sue the shit out of whoever did that. And
After centuries.
So, okay, I really don't think you're getting what I'm saying, because I'm not talking about careers. I think you keep pulling it back to careers because a lot of people in the West, when they hear wealth, they think of financial stability. I'm talking about everything that encompasses wealth in society and in the world. So that means land, That some of it is money, yes, but not all of it. Land, political influence, or no, sorry, political power, cultural influence, like all of those things comprise wealth. That's what I mean when I say wealth. It's not just about women can do anything now. We still, listen, there have been thousands of years of men inheriting and cultivating wealth in that regard. That's why all around the world, most people who are involved in politics are male people. That is a form of wealth because you can influence culture, law, and society that way.
And there's an exact, the amount of men trying to go into politics and the amount of women trying to go into politics is exactly the same.
And so who are most of our politicians?
Men.
Exactly. So that's a form of wealth.
Is it possible that it's because the majority of people who are running for elections are men?
You just said the same amount of men and women are running.
No, I was asking.
No, but your previous statement, you just said that the same amount of men and women are running. So,
No, I said, do you know? Like, I was asking if you know that for a fact. Because it's the only way. You saying that there's more men in positions of power than, or like in government positions of power than women. The only way that that's like a relevant fact is if we know that it's an equal playing field, or like there's 50% of the candidates are men and 50% of the candidates are women. Like, if 80% of the overall candidates, people who are trying to go into politics, are men, then it would make total sense why the majority of people in politics are men.
but a lot of those positions are inherited around the world. You inherit kingdoms, you inherit powerful positions, and then you have nepotism in the U.S. where political positions are essentially passed down between families. And guess how those families function in a way that values male input and leadership. Like are you familiar with the habitus? I see that you have a Greek statue. You're probably familiar with philosophy.
Of who? This is a historian, but it's not a philosopher. But
No, I see. I said a Greek statue. I'm not entirely sure. I don't have my glasses. So, are you familiar with the habitus?
this,
Yeah.
no, I'm not.
So basically, the habitus is like the development of certain perspectives and attitudes that are supported by the noble lie. And for those of you who are now joining us in Twitter land and Instagram land, the noble lie is basically the idea that society can only function through a system of hierarchies, and so it naturally teaches that some people are naturally superior and others are naturally inferior. This is what's influenced cultural.
Aristotle.
Yes, so this is what has influenced cultures for generations. And unfortunately, women got the short end of the stick by being the global underclass. And so this has influenced our roles in society and our ability to participate. I'm sorry, I need my glasses.
Up until a short amount of time ago.
Right. So for the same, a similar analogy would be you have two families, right? One family has lived in poverty for 50 years, right? And then you have another family who's lived in wealth for the same amount of years. So that family who's poor would have to do a lot more work. The family that was poor had hindrances that were recently released. That poor family would have to do a lot more work to catch up with the rich family in order for them to have in order for them to have a similar footing. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I grew up poor. I had to put in way more work than all the rich people in my school.
That's what we're doing. We are taking ourselves out of a system that was not designed with us in mind, and then investing in ourselves and future generations of female people.
See, even though the system wasn't designed for women, women still exist.
Not just for women, but with women in mind.
It's like the classroom was like made for boys, but like it turns out that like the modern American classroom, like the setup of it, actually works absolutely shit for boys, but girls actually tend to thrive in that sort of organized, structured environment. This is why women excel level in universities. They graduate at much higher rates than men. So, and this is even though the system was not created with them in mind. They're still doing better than men in a lot of situations. And they have the opportunities to do it, and they do it.
So then you essentially agree with my principles then.
I'm just saying that women do thrive because they have the opportunity to thrive.
So then you think that we should engage the opportunities available for us to catch up.
Yeah, women should do whatever the hell they want. If you want to become a stonemason as a woman, go for it. But I don't know why that means we need to throw away pretty much every structure of our society that welcomes a sort of healthy atmosphere where families can thrive. So it's I can see Rue was I think it was Rue was hyping up the Korean 4B movement. And
I didn't hype it up. I just said what it was.
Well, yeah. It's my bad. I was just going to mention that they won't even have a country in 150 years at this rate.
But do you recognize? Oh, go ahead, Liz. Go ahead, and I'm going to go after this.
Okay. So thank you. So do you know, for one thing, the healthcare environment in this country is such now in the United States that it is dangerous, even if you get pregnant and you decide to carry that child to term. There's significantly more danger there than there used to be because of the overturn of Roe v. Wade. And we already had an incredibly high maternal mortality rate before that happened. And now, if something something goes wrong, the fetus unalives inside of you, you have to wait until you're showing signs of sepsis, until you are on death's door before they will even touch you in an ER in a lot of states now. Women are literally unalive all the time.
It's 2 or 3, and I totally disagree with those.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Anyway, so why would women choose to continue to have babies in this society that is showing them that it's not appreciated? That we're just gonna have to keep accepting less and less and less. Fine, if that's what society is offering to us, we'd say no, thank you. That's what it is. I don't know what difference this makes to you personally. Who cares what we're doing? Worry about yourself.
So, okay, I want to get into...
Is that what the South Koreans are saying, who their 80% of their country's population is going to be gone in 100 years?
Okay, so...
Yeah, worry about yourself, man. We're just doing us. We're just... more baby strollers are bought every year in South Korea than actual strollers.
Okay, but... Okay, wait. Pause. Time out. Pause. So here's the thing. You're not familiar with the cultural trends in South Korea. They are very skewed against women. You're expected to give up your education if you meet someone. You're expected to marry before you're 25. You're expected to once you marry, you have to take care of your spouse's family. It's a really skewed, the power imbalance is so pronounced that it is horrifying. And a lot of these women end up not, if they participate in these institutions, they don't finish their education. And so I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, so the reason they want these women to marry so young is because those are their formative years. And once you marry young, you don't generally have a lot of options because you're spending all your time building someone else's legacy and social capital. So what happens is all of the years that you're supposed to spend learning new skills, building professional employment networks, building social structures that'll carry you through the rest of your life, all that is gone. So you're essentially isolated and atomized from your peers, while your male counterpart has almost complete control over what you see and your experiences. Angel, did you have anything to contribute? Am I muted? YouTube land, am I muted?
He ran.
Hold on. Angel? Angel? If you're speaking, I can't hear you. So I'll give you about a minute, and then we're going to move on to Womantown. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, in around 1983, a small community of women in Kansas City basically came together. They bought a bunch of properties and they created what is known as Womantown. That's WOMONTOWN, if you'd like to look it up. It was like a revolutionary community where they were doing some homesteading, they were learning skills, they were trading barter with each other. And we can take this model and apply it to female communes wherever we decide. For instance, I'm in Florida. I'm currently building a female only commune for women. It's called Womantown. That's WOMONTOWN. I'll leave it on my stories on TikTok, Instagram, and on Twitter. I think I can do that on Twitter and Facebook. If you want to know more about that, we will be watching the documentary next weekend. I lost my train of thought. Hold on. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, they were. There you go. Liz saving the day once again. But yeah, it was like 12 blocks. They would all trade and barter. They would all trade and barter with each other. There was a lot of land. They were doing homesteading. They were learning all of these different skills that were important for if you're going to largely reduce your participation in modern society. Of course, we will still need some elements because Rome wasn't built in a day. However, we can take some notes from their playbook and use it for our benefit. I think we should. Hold on. I don't know how to hide current comment. Okay. I'm going to hold on. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he did leave, but like, here's the thing. Here's my issue. I usually accept anyone who joins the panel. I didn't expect to get any men tonight. People agree with my principles when I like individually, right? They say if you don't want to, what's up, Autumn? They say if you don't want to get pregnant, don't have hetero relations. They say if you don't want to, experience XYZ, don't get married. And so for me, I'm like, okay, well, we should practice separatism and basically play catch up. Y'all know that I be on here all the time talking about starting a international women's political party to represent our interests. And like individually, they agree with those principles. But when we do them all together, now it becomes a problem. Now they're like, well, you shouldn't do this. Oh, well, you shouldn't. And it's like, it's not even right. Even if half of women decided to start doing it, it it would not have the negative consequences that everyone is making out to be. And this is what I'm talking about when I say society needs a permanent underclass in order to function. And we, unfortunately, are that permanent underclass. The current society that we live in requires female suppression to function. And it's unfortunate, but we do have a valid means of resisting that. And that's why I'm going to encourage as many women as possible to resist that, because we don't deserve to be pinned under because everyone else needs something. Thank you, Liz. Do any other sisters want to come up and ask questions before I move on to the next topic? This is not about continuation, right? This is an urgent response call. This is a last-ditch effort to maintain autonomy or obtain autonomy and maintain our humanity in society. So breeding is not a priority, especially under the current conditions.
Yeah, it's getting so bad, like it's really closing in on us. And at this point, it's like if we don't do something, then we're gonna be back years,
if even. And so my issue is they don't even when the Constitution was written, it was written by mostly men who weren't thinking of female people when they were writing it. So it's like men have largely lived as separatists. So I don't see why men have an issue with female people becoming separatists, because it's like, well, it was okay for you. How do you feel about selective birth, like only birthing girls opposite of China? I think it could be helpful. I do, because we currently live in a climate where there's a population imbalance. And so at one point, females were the majority. And now we are a significant global minority. And that has only happened because of female infanticide. So that's really unfortunate. And, strength in numbers.
I think you bring up a really good point, Sasha. I didn't even really consider that. The fact that if, first of all, men separating, men going their own way, as it were, that's never been an issue for anyone, and it's never been an issue particularly for men. Men would not be up here grilling other men about like not wanting to breed and mingle with women anymore. Like they'd be like, "Oh, good for you guys."
Right.
Like with us, it's like, there's it's like it invokes such a
visceral reaction,
Yeah.
like anger almost. And it's not like this is why I think like only certain people should speak publicly about 4B, because there are, and he came across lives where there are women who were upset, and maybe like, men in their lives fucked them over or whatever. But we can't make this as we're not having sex with you, nana nana boo boo, because this is a survival tactic, and we don't want to invoke more hatred than the norm, the amount that already exists. We have enough enemies as it is. And it really reduces we have eyes on us. It reduces our position to that of like some kind of petty revenge, or like simple like tit for tat, when this is a last ditch effort to obtain civil rights in society. We have too many compounding issues, from the normalization of the sex trade, the dehumanization of female people, the trafficking crisis, all the stuff and I'm never going to stop talking about the brothel villages and the human birthing farms, because those are huge problems. People don't even know about this stuff. They don't even know about JK culture, where you can go rent a teenage girl to keep you company. They don't know about the bride kidnappings in Kyrgyzstan, like all of these things that no one ever talks about. And they go, oh, well, what's so bad about what's happening to women? Well, we lost Title IX. We're losing our rights. We have a trafficking crisis in the U.S. and Mexico. We have the legitimization, or sorry, JK culture is basically where they're renting teenage girls to keep them company. This is most common in Japan, but it also happens in other places like Korea. And Korea, it's more underground. Korea and Indonesia, I believe. I might be wrong. I have to do some more research on that. But yeah, that's a thing.
Like cafes in Japan, where you can go to like girlfriend for a couple hours. Like I can't remember what they call them, like girlfriend cafes in Japan. Like it's a very common thing.
Right. And people think that can't happen here. It very well can. Look at how in Australia, women are losing their rights to even organize in groups larger than 25 without a male present. Come on now. I'm so sorry, Demi. When men can be women and men can be men, we are useless except for our bodies and our ability to give. Yes, exactly. And that's what they want to I'm not gonna that's what the system wants to reduce us to. And so this is our last ditch effort. This is a last ditch attempt to avoid that. I'm gonna tell everyone here now, Trump is going to win the 2024 election this year. He is going to win. We can see people on both sides, the left and the right, becoming this always happens. The pendulum always swings. They are exasperated with his lack of action. The people are upset about Palestine. This man is a walking zombie. Okay, he doesn't even know. Yes, he doesn't even know what he's saying half the time. And people are like, listen, you sabotaged other candidates that would have done better for us. and you didn't let other people who would have been more capable run. And so he's upset a lot of people, especially regarding the funding to Ukraine and Israel. And so now people are like, okay, well, Trump will save us. And again, this always happens. It was Obama, then Trump, because people are thinking in extremes right now. And so our job is to minimize the impact of these extreme shifts. And the only way we can do that is by practicing separatism.
I keep saying Michelle Obama to run. I think she'd do incredibly well. But
She probably would, but too bad we'll never know.
yeah, maybe.
Does anyone in Twitter land or TikTok land have any questions before I move on to the next topic? Okay, so effectively building communities is one of the most important elements of creating solid separatist initiatives. Communication is key. Communication is key to a stable network. So what we have to do is we have to have groups of women with at least three representatives in each region in their state in the U.S. Who are able to communicate with women who are overseas and spread our message. We must be ideologically coherent, or we will get nowhere. One of the biggest things is reaching out to women that you meet at marches or through stickering, starting local groups. Like, for instance, Telegram has a really great feature where if you sign up, people, you can see who's nearby and like send them a message. The worst thing they can do is say fuck off. I do it all the time. When I go somewhere, I look and see like who's near me. And if I see a profile that is of a woman, I send her a message. It contains all of the information that she might need in case she's interested in organizing. I'm regularly holding consciousness raising events. I'm trying to organize like movie nights, things of that nature. I do have a group that a friend of mine has been really carrying on her back for the most part because I've been so focused on in-person organizing. Thank you for the likes, y'all. To those of you in YouTube land, and I'm not sure what the hell's going on Twitch. But yes, communicating with women, especially at marches, is one of the most effective means of creating community, because this is one of their, oh shit, thank you. Thank you. Is that Squid? I'm not entirely sure. I'm in my MySpace era right now, so. But yeah, thank you for the gifts and the live. I don't know why that's. Oop. Hold on. Because that's when they're at their most. How do I put it? They have that like they're very spirited at that time. Damn, thank you, Sean. Sorry, y'all. Running on multiple platforms is really not my thing. Oh my gosh, Sean, thank you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, if we hit the live goal, apparently it does boost you for about 30 minutes per each. What's up, Nate? But yeah, so women who are at marches generally do have they're more spirited, they're more likely to be receptive to your message, they will be more interested in other forms of advocacy, because these are the women who are looking for something like, what can I do? They're in that mental state of, what can I do right now? Thank y'all. Holy shit. Thank y'all. Oh wow. Ooh, let's go. But yeah, they're more likely to be influenced or inspired. They're inspired. So when a woman is inspired and she's looking for like alternatives, she's looking for ways that she can contribute, she's looking for ways that she can help. Thank you, Sean. She will be more receptive to your message. And so what you do is you make sure you have regular and consistent communication with her. You have regular and consistent communication with her. It gives her a sense of purpose, and it lets her know that you are serious when you reached out to her. Excuse me. telling her that there are options for her. Sean is hitting it, period. Oh, 2 requests to speak. I'm sorry, Twitterland. Hold on.
Sasha, you're trying to manage so many things at once.
Say what?
You're trying to manage so many things at once.
That's me every day, babe. Let's see. Cope DeVille and The Power. What's going on, sisters?
How's it going, sister? What? This is old Stone Cold. What? Let me just say, I was walking down the street. What? Walking towards the march. What? And then some son of a bitch told old Stone Cold he couldn't dress like that. What? Wearing my flip-flops in public. What? Taking off my boots. What? I wore my treads out last night, stomping a damn mud hole in the ass of some dumb son of a bitch who got no Stone Cold's way. And that's the bottom line, cause Stone said so.
Not gonna lie, that was kind of funny. Okay, Sister Cope, what's going on?
I just had a question about parenting. Are you other? Excuse me.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
I just had a question about parenting. I guess I'll just ask it too. So, excuse me. Would you rather have a son with fetal alcohol syndrome or a trans daughter?
Okay, we're not gonna do that.
What does that have to do with the
Can I
topic?
do a serious question? No jokes here.
Go ahead.
Now, this has been something that's been kind of swirling in my mind with this whole women's movement as well. Do you think you could fuck all 3 members of the Rice Krispie Treat gang like at once? Like, do you think you could just gang bang the elves, or like what's going on with that?
All right, so I guess the guys are coming in to troll today. It is the consequence of putting yourself out there. However, I don't have an opinion on what men do easy. So for me, the way that I find people who need help is I beat the streets. So like I've noticed an increase in women and girls who are facing homelessness in Florida. So what we do is like every month or every other month, we'll go out and we'll distribute like products. I do like but free bus passes for 20 women. Like I'll take a dub out of my wallet or whatever. And so like if they need like bus fare or something like that, I'll give them some of that. Like usually it comes up to $40 because the Tri-Rail, usually it's only like $3 to $6 per each ride per each way. But yeah, like if you go out and you do mutual aid regularly, the girls will find you. There is a trafficking crisis in Polk County. So usually, I'm not going to say the name of the street, but there's a street that I go on up and down, just giving, like handing out contraceptives, handing out like food, handing out water, things of that nature, because they're going to be out there. Most of the women and girls who need help are already present. They're already outside. They're just looking for it. Or I've done period packs for homeless women before. Right, exactly. So like they're out there and they're looking for it. We just have to go out there and find them. If you do need help, I can tell you how to find areas where the most vulnerable women are likely to be. Let me see. What is this?
Sorry to interrupt you, Sasha. The comment, I know you don't comment on what men do, but what is the 4G movement? I've heard about it, but I have absolutely no idea what it is.
It's basically a response to the 4B movement. I personally don't care if, like, I'm not concerned with what's going on with men. I don't, like, if they decide to do something that's for them. I only pay attention to female advocacy because that's my job. My job is to make sure that women have access to things like employment networks and eviction prevention, mutual aid, like the healthcare aid. I'm sorry, I'm reading too many things, too many comments at one time. Not gangrene. Oh my god. Bus passes, and snack packs are good. Yes, and I'm also going to release a series teaching you how to assemble care packs with like medikits, which is basically little mini first aid kits. Medikits, food and water, contraceptives, feminine hygiene products, and sanitary products that, here we go, Instagram, please, that are easy to distribute and most women can make use of. Especially if you, and I'll also teach you how to do outreach to women who might live in like motels. What I eventually want to do is I want to develop a scholarship program for women to enter the trades. And I also want to have, what's it called? A grant program that helps women find housing, like long-term housing. Thank you, sister. This is day 2. Oop. This is day 2 of me not smoking. I haven't had a single cigarette. Thank you for the follow, sister. Does anyone have any questions before I move on to the next topic? Thank you. Can you talk about self-defense and what tools you recommend? So, in regards for me, I do have brass knuckles. I probably shouldn't even be saying this on TikTok. I do have a pew pew. I do have a machete. The reason why I'm saying it weird to those of you in Twitch land and YouTube land is because TikTok is incredibly censored. I also have several pew pews. We do have a program where we take women to the pew pew range. It used to be every Wednesday, but now it's the first Wednesday of every month because I just cannot carry that the way I used to. And also, I'm involved in too many projects at this point. I do, for the women in the US, I recommend getting at least one pew pew, a handheld pew pew if you can. My personal favorite, I like rifles. Ooh, I shouldn't have said that. I hope not. Gun Talk, please help me out. F1 in the chat, y'all. I'm so sorry. Oh. But yeah, like,
you're obviously so like if someone asks from the UK, like what advice would you give them? It's very complicated.
well, I have to address different regions different because like like the things that I can suggest for the UK I can't suggest to China, and things that I suggest to China can't necessarily be suggested to Indonesia, so I'm about to get to each of those. Thank y'all for truffles. F1 resets the chat. Basically, so yeah, if you are in the US, do get a pew pew, and also please get a what do we call the pokers? Do we just call them pokers? Y'all know what I mean when I say pokers, right? Sorry, what'd you say? Yeah, like the pokers that you like slice fruits and stuff with. You know, you play Fruit Ninja and things like that. Zappers, I would say, but well, zappers are a felony in certain areas. I'm not sure about Canada. If you can, I would suggest zappers. They've been effective for me, but they can be a double-edged sword because if the person is touching you while you use your zapper, you also be zapped. I like to think of things that, like, for instance, like spray, spicy spray. It could blow back in your face, so I don't generally suggest that. I like to suggest more of things like pew pew, like they have to actually snatch it from you to use it against you. Excuse me. Poker, yeah, a sharp poker. I generally carry taped. I'm gonna hide this from TikTok. So I generally carry these covered with tape at a certain end. I'll explain the 4B movement in just a second. Yes, I also carry brass knuckles, but those are heavily illegal in many parts of the US and extremely illegal in the UK and Canada. So for territories like the UK and Canada, I would personally suggest carrying a small blunt object. This is very hard. A small blunt object or a handheld drill. Yes, you heard me. A drill. Right. For women in other territories where most self-defense objects are illegal, sorry. I would say carry a hammer. So you have like certain types of hammers. They have the 6-inch ones that I really like, the 8-inch ones that I really like. They're very handy, they're very useful, and they can fit in small areas like maybe your handbag, maybe a backpack, something like that. And my Nana always had a rock under her pillow, period. I like the drill personally because I'm a little bit of a sadist, but who cares? But yeah, a hammer is really great if you have a territory where you can't necessarily access self-defense tools. And one of the most effective disciplines I would say to learn are Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Krav Maga. Krav Maga is a personal favorite of mine. It was one of the first styles that I've ever learned, and I do have a deep love for it. Taekwondo is also another really good one. I don't recommend karate at all. It does F all to help you. I also would recommend boxing for my cardio bunnies out there. I know a lot of you love to do cardio, so I think boxing is really good for you. I personally only learned boxing out of necessity because it's just teaching you how to throw punches properly. Kickboxing is a little more exciting because my legs are where my power comes from, because y'all done seen these big ass legs I got. Yeah, WPN laws are whack. They're whack, but there are always ways around it. Remember, it's better to ask for, it's better to apologize, or sorry, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. Except for in the US, because you can't do that crap. Japan, I don't know what to tell y'all because literally everything is illegal. Everything is illegal in Japan. If you defend yourself with your bare hands, it's illegal. So, like, I'm sorry to ladies in Japan, but like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't even know what I don't even know what to suggest to you. That wouldn't, because I don't want any sisters to be subjected to like jail or anything like that. And I want us to all be safe. Okay, next time. Oh wait, did anyone else have any additional chopsticks in here? Did anyone else have any additional questions before I moved on to the next topic? All right, for those of you who are on YouTube or TikTok, please hit like or please tap the screen, making sure that we get the likes up. I would like to get to at least 15K. Oh my god, this sucks. Also, I think I'm getting a cold, y'all, so I might go have to take a break for a while. Is it possible to become confident without them? Yes, absolutely, but confidence is more of an internal thing. So I would say a lot of my confidence comes from my physical ability. That's why I like to lift weights. That's why I like the gym. I have my weight plate right there that I was just doing a couple lifts with it. But if you learn a skill and you learn it thoroughly, what's up, Victor? You learn a skill and you learn it thoroughly, that can be a source of where your confidence comes from. Excuse me. Thank you. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, this sucks. Thank you, Squid. Thank you. Oh my god, Squid, thank you. Those of you who have subscribed on TikTok, I have custom stickers for you. I know this is weird. My nose is fucked. Take some elderberry. How about I just ran out last week? Just ran out. Hate to see it. Thank you, Diana. A big dog kept me safe in college. Well, you know what? Yeah, that's a way around it, right? Because, like, you could get you a big dog if you're in Japan.
The issue with a lot of apartments is you have pretty small and see what the small apartments that they so
Yeah, absolutely, they do. So, like, it is expensive, and also a dog is a living creature, so you can't like I'm gonna use this dog for self-defense and like neglect it all other times. Thank you, Autumn. So I don't have any questions. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next topic. The next topic is structuring proper organization. And what I mean by structuring proper organization is having a means or method for how you function, as as far as like how your advocacy goes, the communities that you're a part of, scheduling, like regular meetings, like because that's like regular communication. My fucking nose, y'all. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
Put a tampon on your nose.
I'm about to say it. The girl had asked what the 4B movement is. So the 4B movement is a female separatist initiative where women just simply don't participate in 4 major institutions that don't contribute to our well-being, which is marriage, dating, sex, and pregnancy. No, it does suck, but I'm about to hit it with like a bunch of different supplements tonight. I'm not even kidding, y'all. I'm about to take like 12 different pills tonight. But yeah, so it's basically oh my god, thank you, Noni. Yo, the love, I love it. We love to see it. But yeah, it's a separatist initiative that women are practicing in order to move away from the systems and institutions that contribute to our global denigration and a lack of a lack of legitimacy in society. So we've been largely removed from the roles that we played in society post-industrial era. And so the result of that, idiocracy. So the result of that is us having a reduced ability to influence culture. And so what that means is a lot of the things that happen in society are influenced by males in favor of male interests. In Japan, you have to have an apartment that allows dogs first, which costs a lot of money. Yeah, and that's very unfortunate. But for Japan, that's like the only thing I could think of in terms of self-defense, because self-defense is so difficult. And in Japan, like even if you're defending yourself from an attacker, you're getting arrested. So like, what do you even say to that? You can't say shit. To those of you who are interested in the mutual aid project, please message me so we can get this going. Of course, y'all all know that I am in Florida and I do move around amongst the East Coast. I haven't really been to the West Coast or the North Pacific. Oh my god, it sucks.
That's you.
Thank you, Judah, or Judah. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Thank you, Rue. I promise y'all when I'm better, I'll have more lengthy lives. I do want to get through this as quickly as possible, though, because I really want to smash them pills. Ugh. I got distracted from my previous topic. Oh, yes. Financial literacy is one of the most important elements of being able to practice separatism, because we are going to still need money. We are going to still need access to the resources of modern society, even though we do aim to largely reduce that need. We're going to have to buy lumber because we can't just go chopping down any tree. We can chop down some trees, but not any tree. And a part of financial literacy is learning to reduce or halt our participation entirely in things like fashion culture. The women in trades thing, is that a part of your mutual aid thing? Yes. So the employment network does include getting women into trades and getting them apprenticeships so that they can learn things like welding, carpentry, and like. Gotta run, but thank you for all you do and feel better. Thank you, Mona. With all the love. Y'all, please tap the likes. I know we can get it to 15K before I sign off tonight. But yes, largely reducing our participation or halting our participation entirely in things like celebrity culture, cosmetics or surgery or fashion culture or diet culture, and all the things that really don't do anything to improve our quality of life. These are multi-billion and trillion-dollar industries. Can I join your group outside of TikTok for that? Absolutely. If you're in joining our groups, whether they be in other states or in the US or outside of the US, please let me know. I am looking to build a network of sisters in India, which has been relatively difficult. Thank you, Frequency. But I know eventually that I will find some of our sisters. Oregon. Okay. I can actually try to make a trip out of Oregon because I've heard 3 other people ask me if I ever stop up there. I ain't been there in a minute, but
I mean, you know, I'm in Oregon.
oh, period. So you and Egads should, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. You and Egads should definitely link up. I think it's very important that y'all keep in contact. Even if you don't live in the same city, I can organize something where I get both of you to meet at some waypoint. I will, of course, be paying for transportation. Thank you, Sean. Oh my God. Yes, we love to see it. Thank you, Frequency. What was it talking about? Yeah, financial literacy. So yeah, like participating in things that really don't contribute to your well-being and take away a significant amount of your wealth. We should recognize those things as the enemy of our goals. I personally have made an enemy of the fashion industry because it takes so much away from women, and often 80% of garment workers are women, and 63% of them are financially destitute. That should not be happening. And I know like some things are very appealing, but we have to stand strong to our morals and our values. And these will contribute to the long term success of our separatist efforts. Did anyone else, have any questions before I move on to the next topic? I'm kind of flying by these. I'm proud of myself a little bit. I also want to be careful to not have as many male disruptors. Have you ever wanted to talk about If you ever want to talk about my experience in the fashion industry, please, oh my God, Ruse spill.
17 until really recently. So if you ever want to hear like some of the experiences that I've had, like you can, you know, I'm too sure to share them, but definitely something I can do for you.
If you're not comfortable sharing them on the live, that's fine. But if you do, I would love to hear all about it. Otherwise, we can talk privately. But still, I had no idea.
I mean, I can talk about it if you want me to. It's like it's not as interesting as like it sounds, but like obviously I'm a young woman in the industry before I was even 18. Like I started at 17, and even before I was 18, I had like offers to do things immediately, like starting friends, because TikTok will send that, like people offering to basically like manage me online to and like work me slowly into that side of like the industry, like even before I was 18. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like no matter how many times I hear it, I'm still shocked every time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty strict on my morals. Like, it's not something I'm super interested in doing, and I was always like, yeah, no, thank you. But the amount of times, like, I was told by multiple men in the industry, if you don't sign up to, like, visualizing yourself on the internet or doing that in your work, you're not going to get anywhere in this industry.
I've heard that a lot about different industries too. Thank you, Frequency. Yes.
So I can definitely send you like some, like I'll personally message you about some of the stuff, but yeah.
That's horrifying. And see, the thing is, I want women to learn these skills because it's important that we move away from like gigs, because unfortunately there are a lot of fake ads placed that are directed at women that are really just someone trying to trick you into entering the sex trade. It's unfortunate, but that's like that's the way that this works. Is them it's them making sure that, all right, you don't have a lot of options. Thank you for 10K, by the way, y'all. You don't have a lot of options. So you have to come here and do the things that we tell you to do, or you are stuck and you have to find your way back. I know a lot of women who answered ads on like Snag a Job and Craigslist, and then when they got there, it's like, oh, okay, well, you have to shoot an intimate video with us, or you're stuck. We're not paying for your flight back. You got to find your way back. And now, how do they expect that from someone who's never been in that area before? And then there was one final topic. Hold on. Y'all gotta search for my Google Docs. I got way too many. Thank you for the follow. Who wants to live on women's land? I know. Weemoon land. Oh my god. We love it. Twin Oaks Intentional Community. Which one of these? A lot of these, by the way, are called intentional communities. So if you are looking to live that lifestyle almost immediately, you can opt to join one and then try to radicalize them from the inside. Hello to all the new people. Damn, I am exhausted. I still haven't slept. Let's see. Learn about natural buildings and green construction, renewable energy, permaculture design, organic gardening, feminism and consent culture, eco decision making in governments, inner stability and communication skills, whether Dancing Rabbit is a good fit for you. Key things to consider if you want to start your own community someday, the difference between communes, intentional communities, and eco villages. Okay, so I do want to. Yes, intentional communities. Excuse me. Some will call them, you have to be careful for women only intentional communities, because some will call themselves feminist intentional communities or communes or cooperatives, and those will have male people present. Which I want to get to in another live space. There is Weemoon Land in Estacada, Oregon. I definitely want to, and they're female only, and they're open to new members. So I definitely do want to pay a visit to Oregon at some point later this year. The 4B movement is a female separatist movement that is simply women opting out of systems and institutions that don't benefit us. The four major are marriage, childbirth, hetero dating, and sex.
I know one thing about Oregon is it's very liberal. So when they've got this women's thing, is it actually like women? Is this the umbrella term that people like to use now? Are we talking about actual women? Or?
Yeah, no, they're talking about, like, they're using radical feminist language from the early 80s. They are definitely, and there are only pictures of female people here.
Okay.
And they've got the Feminist Eco Village Project. Oh my goodness. This is kind of miraculous. Well, you don't have to be here if you don't like it. This is for sisters. That's unfortunate, but you know what? That's why we have to create these collectives and these efforts and initiatives, because if we don't, no one else is going to do it. That is also unfortunate.
Yeah, that's what I mean about Oregon. That person just said, I don't want to push their name, but that's one of the main problems I've had with Oregon. It's because it is very the state. So I find that they do accept the trans women into only women's spaces. So that's just why I asked.
Oh no, you're good. So I think I covered pretty much everything. I'm gonna give one last go at some questions in case anyone has questions, and then I'm gonna close the space.
If no one has any questions, Sasha, I'll message you cooking food, but I'll message you some of the stuff, like the experiences that I've had, the experiences I know my friends have had, like working in the industry, like the fashion industry. When I say the industry, I need to be careful. It's the fashion industry. I did more than that. But yeah, I'll send you some stuff that I've experienced, and some of the stuff my friends experienced. Because I did have one friend that actually got roped into from the fashion industry industry into the next industry. So I'm happy to tell you stories that you would share on. Obviously, we'll keep her anonymous, but I'm sure she'll allow you to like pass on the stories as long as she's not directly mentioned.
Okay, all right. Oh, hi, Mari. Did you have any questions or anything that I'm gonna save the live to YouTube so you can rewatch it. But in case you have any questions, do you have anything to ask or anything that you're curious about? All right. I think that was pretty successful aside from a couple of the distractions that we did have along the way. I'd like to thank you sisters all for joining me, and I will be hopefully feeling better tomorrow because I will be attempting a 12-hour live so that we can achieve our goal as far as mutual aid goes. Because I know I've been slacking on that, y'all. I'm so sorry. I've just been exhausted and tired and kind of spread thin. But yeah, so I will see you all tomorrow. I will have the links and graphics ready so that I'm not lagging like I did today. And I will have more guests to join me so that it won't be like basically just me monologuing. Hopefully the ops will stay away because when we look, they'll come, but when we're not looking for them, of course they jump out of like every fucking hole in the ground. Thank you, Lavender Rose, and thank you to all of the people who've joined me today. I will see you again tomorrow afternoon.